God damn it, Jimmy. Why didn't you ask him about the video instead of the photo? I'd love to see what he'd come up with to dodge that. This is about this Spider-Man Photoshop thing that we talked about on Jimmy Fallon. Listen, at this point, people just I'm done. Like, we'll all find out when the movie comes out, and we'll either be very disappointed, or we'll be very happy, or like someone will say, "I told you so," and another person will say, "But I told you so." We'll all find out. I'm sorry in advance.
So, Spider-Man No Way Home nearly made $600 million opening weekend, which is pretty good, but I expected a lot more than that. Why? Because No Way Home's first trailer beat the Avengers Endgame record on YouTube, but that didn't cross over to buys, did it? No, but $600 million is pretty good, and it will smash $1 billion easily. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, Warstu G. This video will contain spoilers for No Way Home. Let's get into it. So, Andrew Garfield is amazing. He's amazing in this movie. He's the heart and soul of No Way Home. And he kind of gets redemption for the death of Gwen Stacy when he saves MJ from dying, played by Zendaya, and he starts crying. You can really see that he loves his role. We've seen multiple interviews where he keeps talking about how much of a Spider-Man fan he is and how he can't wait to see what they do in this movie. Obviously, for non-disclosure agreement and not to ruin the movie. Of course, he kept saying he wasn't in the movie. He wasn't in the movie, but he's not lying. He's under legal obligation not to say anything, and he played his part very well. So, for the last year, we have heard The Amazing Spider-Man 3 will be happening, and Tobey Maguire will be getting his own movie. Now, I have it on good record. This is not going to be the last we see of Andrew and Tobey in the MCU, but Warstu, they were teleported away. Yes, they were teleported away, but they're gonna reappear at some point. Now, there is very misleading, shady journalism. So we have some people saying Andrew Garfield was extremely hard to get to agree to do this movie to the point where it almost didn't happen, which kind of doesn't really coincide with what I'm hearing and what I've heard for last year. Now, there have been rumors for the last year of The Amazing Spider-Man 3 happen because there is a story arc there and people really want it to the point where it's clear why Sony put that scene in. Redemption and nostalgia. Saves MJ, couldn't save his Gwen Stacy. So I've heard they are going to be doing Amazing Spider-Man 3 at some point. I've heard they're doing it for sure. You can see Andrew Garfield's enthusiasm. Now, I've heard that pretty much Andrew Garfield's team, as part of the negotiations to actually do No Way Home, he wanted more than just one role. Allegedly, I can't confirm it because I can't show you anything, although I did keep saying Andrew and Tobey will be in this movie, and they were in the movie. It's part of the negotiations for him agreeing to do No Way Home was for an option of other roles and potentially The Amazing Spider-Man 3 and continue his franchise because he really needs the end to the arc. Yes, he kind of got a bittersweet moment saving MJ for Peter 1, but realistically, we want to see what's going on in Andrew Garfield's universe. It doesn't have to be MCU canon. Realistically, this does make Andrew and Tobey MCU canon to a certain degree, but they are from a different universe. We know what's happened with Tobey Maguire. We don't really need to see him again. Would it be cool? Sure, it would be cool for nostalgia reasons. And do I think this is going to happen? Yes. I also said that Zack Snyder's Justice League would happen before any other YouTuber, any other content creator said it, and it did happen. But it's hard to vet the source for this specific information because recently there's been a lot of dodgy information going around. But I do believe the information I'm being told that Andrew will possibly be getting his Amazing Spider-Man 3. And how cool would it be if Andrew Garfield got to fight an alien and it turned out to be Tom Hardy's Venom, because we know Sony owns the IP for Spider-Man when it comes to movies, so they can do whatever the hell they want. So how cool would it be if we got The Amazing Spider-Man 3 and we get a cameo role from Tom Hardy's Venom? That would be freaking insane. So you're probably going to hear a lot of people talking about this and a lot of people going, yeah, I told you there was going to be an Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man 3 a year ago. People have been calling for this movie for the last 10 years, ever since he suddenly, that was just a number I saw out there, ever since he suddenly got replaced for absolutely no reason. So as far as we're concerned here at the channel, this is just a case of when when it happens, not if it's going to happen. So also in the news, apparently, I don't know whether to believe this or not, that Spider-Man 4 is actively in development. Now, why I say I don't know whether to believe this or not is because you got Tom Holland saying, I want to retire by the time I'm 30. I don't want to be typecast as Spider-Man. I want to give someone else the role. Let Miles Morales come in. They've even teased it up with Jamie Foxx saying, I kind of wanted Spider-Man to be black kind of thing. And then you've got Tom Holland saying, I want to start a family, implying he wants kids. So realistically, yeah, sure, I do believe Spider-Man 4 is in development. Now, Amy Pascal leaked this. She said it officially. Now, it doesn't really matter what Kevin Feige says because this is a Sony Columbia Pictures movie. Amy Pascal is the Spider-Man director. She predominantly knows everything that's going to happen, and they already know what's going to happen. They already know where they're going forward. The way it leaves Tom Holland Spider-Man with no friends, no one loves him, no one freaking knows who he is. Happy Hogan doesn't even know who he is. So recently, Kevin Feige had this to say. Amy and I and Disney and Sony are talking about, yes, we're actively beginning to develop where the story heads next, which I only say outright because I don't want fans to go through any separation trauma like what happened after Far From Home, the previous Spider-Man movie in 2019. That won't be occurring again. What you mean, that freaking marketing ploy, that fake breakup? What separation trauma? There was no separation because MCU Tom Holland Spider-Man has never left the MCU. It was just a negotiation tactic. Now, if you believe Tom Holland saved it when Bob Iger called him when he was in a pub, a good old British pub, that story is fabricated. That story is pure PR. And if I ever met Tom Holland again, I would ask him about it. Like, dude, seriously, off the record, did that ever happen, or was it a massive PR stunt? Because I still think it's a PR stunt. So we actually know that this movie is apparently in development, but of course it is. Of course it is. But that doesn't mean anything's set in stone. That doesn't mean Tom Holland has a new contract, 3 more movies. We don't know anything. Reports of Spider-Man 4 originally surfaced at the end of November when Pascal said in an interview that they've got another trilogy coming with Tom Holland. But as I said, that doesn't really coincide with what Tom Holland's saying in real life. I don't know if this is some kind of negotiation tactics to get more money. Tom Holland is starting to look older, so he can't really afford to have a big jump in real life. Although it could take 2 to 4 years to get another Spider-Man movie, although they could de-age him. But he does look young for his age, so to speak. So it is interesting. There will be somewhat of a break before we get official Spider-Man 4 is starting to shoot kind of information. Everyone's going to be jumping on this Spider-Man 4 news because Spider-Man No Way Home is the biggest Spider-Man movie at the moment. Now, I still believe Into the Spideyverse 1 is a far greater Spider-Man movie, and it's the best Spider-Man movie we've ever had. It's cool if you want to disagree with that. I honestly think that's the best Spider-Man movie. So Andrew Garfield is getting his own Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 3. Allegedly, I really believe that's happening based on everything we know, based on how eager he is. And I really can't wait for an Andrew Garfield interview to come out post No Way Home when he can talk about how much freaking fun he had being the werewolf. I really can't wait for a post interview because you know they've already filmed the post interviews. They just can't release them until the movie's been out, probably like 2-3 weeks. It will be interesting, and most likely in a week or so you will be getting a Tobey Andrew spoiler trailers. Now, it is cool that No Way Home has it's actually broken no records. I don't really get why people say record breaking. No, it didn't break any records. I mean, you can't really keep jumping on the what's going in the world record because this movie proves what's going on in the world doesn't really affect people if they want to go watch a good movie. So like always, guys, we're going to dial down the Spider-Man No Way Home videos because they're kind of pointless now. I just wanted to put out there that Andrew Garfield will be getting Amazing Spider-Man 3, possibly, maybe, explained, confirmed. It will happen at some point, just like we said, Zack Snyder just said will happen. Andrew Garfield is still super keen. You can see his face light up every time he's asked about Spider-Man. He is legit, and he was the heart and soul of the movie. I'd say top tier 3 actors in this movie: Tom Holland, Willem Dafoe at the top. Andrew Garfield absolutely stole the show, and if Andrew Garfield wasn't in this movie, it wouldn't have been as good. So like always, guys, please subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow more than you ever know. Turn notifications on. Check us out on Instagram to see what the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice looks like, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.